open with intellect, but the flow is like incest with degenerates. Fucking stupid if I ain't of interest as I interject. I moonwalk in my boo's footsteps when I'm on set. Smooth predator boarding the mothership of conquest, cause I'm next. I'm sorry if I'm too witty, ain't a screw loose, so try to fix something to do with me as I cruise the beat with fluency of what's true to be. And truthfully, I miss the way that it used to be. You say you gifted, had to prove it, beat. Set a date, step up to the plate and seize opportunity. Let the viewers of the music see me pay hip-hop gratuity as I chew the beat, influencing UMCs with microphone fever.
And we are back with the bloody AU. So, if you saw last episode, we finally got the motor in, all plumbed up, all wired in, all good, and all pretty. I mean, I say pretty, but these are pissing me off, the coil leads. This hose is, I don't really know what's going on, but can't do much else about it. I'm worried it's going to leak. Other than that, we're in, we're good, and about time. But on this one, as you've seen by the title, we've already cut the hole for the fuel cell in a couple of videos ago. So, we're going to be doing the whole fuel system. We've got the fuel cell, got old eBay fuel cell, which will do good enough. I don't know how to open it, but apparently it opens. Just like that. Fuel cell. Oh, there's like just a piece of foam in there. I think that's meant to just like, surely it's not meant to just like float around like that. Anyway, there's a floating piece of foam in my fuel cell. I know that it's meant to have foam, but who knows. We got the inline fuel pump. Bunch of adapters for it so I can change it if I need to. All the stuff from my old Hilux, which is now just kind of chilling, waiting for stuff. Inline fuel filter. I think this is 10 micron. I should have also got 100 micron for before fuel pump, and then 10 micron after, but you know, I can add that later. Fuel pressure reg. Got to change the fittings over because I'm going to be blocking off this one, and it's going to be a proper like inline system, not just closed end. That fitting for that. Bloody dash 10 port and filter for the top, so that can go on. Couple dash 10s to bloody dash 6 for the front. I'll only use one because I'm going to feed the pump with dash 10 and then run the rest out of it dash 6, sorry. In case I need, I've still got a whole bloody box full of random fittings and stuff. Bunch of lines. Shit ton of AN 6 lines. Shit ton of AN 10 lines. So we can figure something out. So let's firstly, I gotta get this mounted in, which I may have to remove the tray and figure out some shenanigans first. Hopefully I can try. I know I can't get it in through the top because the hole's tight and it don't just go in, but I kind of need to place it in here with the hole so I can mark where it needs to go first, which I don't know how I'm gonna do, but I'll figure something out. Alright, so we got it sitting in there just on some timbers, obviously out of level and everything because the bars aren't perfectly straight, but it is 50 by 50 because I also need to come up, and the sump needs to clear that bar there. If you can see on oh, you won't be able to see. There on 30s, it's pretty tight, which is kind of close, which would be ideal, but I've only got 50. So I think the plan is we're going to slide these in while the tray's on, tack them on into place, making it level, and then mark where the fuel cell goes on these, take off the tray, bolt it on. So I think that's the plan. So I'm gonna get these under there, and then we'll look at getting them tacked on and all that goodness. Right, we're in and level. Well, not in, but the 50mm steel bars are in. So the weird thing is I got 15mm this side, 20mm that side, and on the back on the same bloody bar I got 5mm on this side and 0 on this. So I'm going to try to do some dodgy tacks. Obviously the front will be tacked to something different. I'm going to try to do some dodgy tacks, and then once I take the tray off I can maybe like put mounts that go down on the front and figure something out. But I'm just going to try to tack this in mark where the fuel cell is so I can take off the tray and then fully figure it all out. We're all tacked in. Some dodgy tacks on the bars. I've marked where the fuel cell's going when I lift off the tray. Hopefully I don't knock it too much, but it doesn't really matter because I've marked where it's going. So now I just got to get the tray off, weld everything up, and then the tray can go back on with a bolted fuel cell. And then I can start running lines, which I may do with the tray off just for easiness. Che Bear's now the driver. He gets to drive the car. Anyway, I got the rear welded up. Got a flux core. No, there was like a 5mm gap, so I kind of just filled it. Don't worry about the ugly flux core. They have to get it all prettified. The front. I've got it tacked just to this front bar, but we're sitting like 20mm higher. So I think I'm just going to make some plates that come down and then notch over the bloody this bar, weld to this, and then that can hold everything in place. Just got to drill some holes, riv nut the fucking fuel cell in, and then we're all good. Do it like that. Little bracket, and that's just going to go in there. Probably do one either side, one over here, and this one's just going to be a bloody flat square one because it's got a flat plate. So I'm going to make them, and we'll get it all welded up. They're all welded up, all 4 of them. Added welds where I need to do. Just going to give some stuff a quick paint where it needs it, and then we can mount the fuel cell up. I've already drilled the holes for the riv nuts, so we are ready for riving and fueling. Things are sprayed, riv nuts are in, so I won't be able to pull it apart now to show you fully, but so the riv nut tool's got like the bottom bit, then the middle bit, then like the top bit. Well, the bit that goes in there, that one, which then holds onto the bottom. Well, I completely stripped it. And in completely stripping it, sorry for the shitty camera angle, I'm just putting that back on, I couldn't use the riv nut. It's completely fucked that tool. So I just welded it together. So now I have a permanent M&8 riv nut. That's right. Now, we can chuck the fuel cell on, put some nuts, and then that should be all mounted and good. And we're bolted and solid as shit. It's good. Fuel cell. If it's slightly out from that, that's alright, because I do want to put like rubber along this so it like seals it and there's not a gap. But we now have a fuel cell all mounted and strong. So I'm now just gonna, I don't know what much more I'm gonna do today, but I'm gonna put the fills on top of here in case it rains anymore. At least that doesn't fill with water. But other than that, that's looking good. We got a fuel cell mounted. Right, and so for my filter, I just have an AN10 bulb, and then just a little filter. So I'll get this all mounted up, and then I'll have some breather systems done as well. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Breather's done. That's nice and simple. Now, I don't know if I'm going to start doing this now, but this one does need to come off. So we got out, in, out, return, either one doesn't really matter. Just has to do one or the other. But I think I'm just gonna have to do a 90 down on an angle, which is then gonna lead over to here somewhere, curve it back, follow the chassis, which will be, oh, everything's moved. I think I'm gonna feed the fuel pump because it's inline with an inline 10, AN10, so it's got bigger to just get to the fuel pump, and then from that AN6 to the fuel filter. I've only got 10 micron fuel filter, like I was saying. Also should have a 100 micron for the fuel pump, and then from that up to fuel rail, from fuel rail out the back of fuel rail to regulator to out of regulator to tank. I'll show you that all properly once I put it in, but basically that's going to be the gist of what I'm doing, and I will show you the steps as I go. But yeah, fuel cell is mounted, and now just 90 down, around. Probably going to leave the tray off just to do all this, and then once this is all mounted down there and ran back, drop the tray on, and we've got a fuel cell out the bloody tray. Nice and very solid. For the dish one, probably just gonna leave it for now. I don't really need it. If I end up straight carring this a little bit, I don't know how it's gonna work for a straight car. I do kind of want to get a rego just so I can drive it around, but it's fairly illegal. I mean, not really. It's like the seats are illegal. Ish. Like, I think you can rent bucket seats. I just don't know how, because I've always been done for it. And then it feels sharp at the back's probably pushing it, but probably try and get it regoed and still have some fun. Alright, let's plumb the dog. So fuel cell. Exit to fuel pump. Which, if we come over here, fuel pump. Like I was saying, no in-tank fuel pump. This is just going to be in line. So I'm going to feed it with AN10 and then exit with AN6, which it comes with AN10 inlet, but an AN8 outlet. I've got a same thread to AN6, so that can go in, that can go in. Pump's ready, then I can run some lines. I'm gonna get this all done, and then we'll go to the car and we'll start plumbing. Alright, so fittings are on. Oh, fittings are on. So I've got the filter. Like I was saying, this is a 10 micron filter, so a small one. You really should have a 100 micron filter before as well, so like a less fine filter, but don't have that at the moment. But unfortunately they don't line up to work because this goes this way. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, in. Anyway, I'm gonna essentially cut this hose shorter, put another straight on, and this is just going to be basically directly like that. But, so to say, like that. So it's just going to be pump, a little bit of hose, filter. And then, we can get it all in the car. Well, close enough to all in the car. Also, quickly, to cut it. Because everyone always, well, I don't know about everyone, but a bunch of people that I know have always gone, how do you cut it and it doesn't fray? Wrap it in painter's tape, and then you can cut it with a grinder, jigsaw, Recipro, hacksaw's a good one, but if you wrap it in painter's tape, you can just cut it with a grinder, and it ends up nice and clean, and when you unwrap it, it don't fray. Like so. Nice, clean, no fraying, pretty. Just like that. Do not mind that. I may have, shredded that. Not a little bit, but it's gonna work. Fuel pump, filter set up. That's really annoying that this goes this way. This goes this way. Anyway, so this is ready. If we bring this wiggly waggly thing, we can bolt this underneath somewhere. Alright, so I was just having a quick think of where I'm going to mount it, and I think I'm going to mount it on this chassis rail here. I want it relatively close to the fuel cell, so if I can, but essentially I'll mount it like that, and then the fuel filter will kind of curve down and mount like that, so the fuel hoses can just go straight under. Then I did forget to get the clamps for them, so I'm hoping the existing fuel filter clamp should be able to clamp that on nicely. So I'll mount that up, and then we can start running all the hoses to where we need to go. Essentially like that. This one's bolted up with that bracket, this one's just zip tied. So now I can come 90 on the angle, 90 on the angle, and link that to that perfectly. This one I can probably come straight, and then I will just send it, or I can go 45 and bend it back, but I think I'm just gonna go straight under AN6, AN10. So we'll make up this hose. Basically, I'll put the 90 already on the hose on this, run the hose to that, and see how long I need, cut it, run it, done. So, yeah. That is the feed lined on, straight to pump, nice and pretty. Now, I gotta do AN6 all the way from the filter, stretch it the whole way under, whole way under, come up here somewhere, through here somehow, up into this fitting. So I think I'm just gonna run a straight that comes straight off this AN6 port here, come down, bend it down, run it all the way under, tuck it down behind and down. So that'll be the same thing. Put a thing on that, run the hose, get the length, cut it to length. The feed, all connected, runs under the intake, about that far from the wiring harness, so it's safe. Comes down the back, and that feeds just under. It's hanging for now. I'll fix it up when I do the return line with the little clampy things. To this fucker. That's good. Now, we need to do the return from the back of the reg, which I think, sorry, the fuel rail to the regulator, which I think I'm going to put here, which will come into the side and then down the bottom, return back. Sweet, so that little cute hose is made up. Reg will be mounted there. Hopefully I can get an 8 bolts like I was saying before. I broke my riv nut tool, it only does AN8 now. So hopefully I can get that mounted there and that will work out perfectly. Then just the return that goes down and tucks back with the other one. Not bad. So it does not use 8, it uses 6, so I can't get it in. So we just used our best friend tech screws for the time being. So for this to be done, I just got a plumb vacuum back to this vacuum port on the back of the head, which is kind of annoying because it's the wrong side. It'd be nice if it was this side so I could just go down, but now I'm gonna have to like come out and around, but that's right. That's in. Looks all pretty. Not bad. So I can just dump straight off the bottom, straight down, link to the other hose, which is this one here, and then follow it up all the way back, up, around, into return. Nice and easy. Right, return line is run around the car, following chassis rail, well, comes back into that one. It's obviously just a bit fluffy at the moment. So, I got these. So I'm hopefully, as well, because these kind of just hold the hose and then nothing really holds it to, like, say, the chassis or the car. I'm hoping to just put a tech screw through that hole, straight through the other side, and that can bolt to the chassis with the lines. Don't know if that's going to work, but yeah. So essentially, I'm hoping as well, I'm going to use an AN10 one, which can hold the AN10 and AN6. I know like the AN6 bit will be loose in it. That can hold it along here. That can come down, probably a zip tie somewhere here. Oh, did I make that too short? We'll find out. AN6 one here, and then a couple underneath to hold it all in. I shall do them, and then we shall see. But that's the whole fuel system plumbed. All the way to the feed, the return, fuel pump, fuel filter, yada yada yada. Obviously, I need a vacuum. I gotta see if I can find a vacuum, which is nice because I now have a spare vacuum port on the back, which I forgot what it was for before, something AC or some bullshit. But yeah, nice. Right, so I drilled these out just a little bit so that a tech screw can fit through. Now that can get bolted straight to the chassis, which will just make life a little bit cleaner and easier. So I'm gonna tuck up them wires, and then that is the fuel system basically run. We got a little other things to do first, but yeah. Alright. All run. Hey, under the car. They get tucked, they run. Another one there, run back, up tucked nicely. And they run nicely together up here, around there, and all plumbed and pretty. we're plumped and tucked and nice. So now we got to figure out the vacuum line, chuck the tray back on just so we can actually see if I got my lining right and it didn't move too much and I put my marks right. And then we got a fuel system, which unfortunately I can't test for leaks until the car runs and it's good, but at least it's done. And if I need to fix leaks later, well then I can, but pretty AN lines, full fuel system, done. Well, plumbed, not done, but you know what I mean. So yeah, let's find a vacuum line, run the vacuum, and get the tray back on. Alright, vacuum hose run. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It's just kind of tucked, wrapped around, zip tied to that fuel line, and goes directly there. You can not really see it, so that's all good. Now, last things last, we gotta get the tray on. So, yet again, I am alone. No one's home. And I gotta figure out how to get this up here, over that on my own. It's light enough to do on my own, but it's a matter of trying to get it over this as well. Oh, I put a jar over this for when it was raining, and somehow it's caused mayhem to the tank. Anyway, who cares? This somehow up here. I don't know how. And she's on. Exactly where I need to be. Right height. Got the same gap all the way around, which is nice. I may put a rubber seal in there. I may not. I don't really know yet, but I'll just tidy it up slightly. But we're good. So, that's the end of this one. That's the whole fuel system done. Fingers crossed no leaks. We'll know once we start the dog buddy, whenever we do. We're almost there. I have the majority of the stuff now to finish this, get it running and going. I don't have the throttle cable is one, but I should have the rest of the wiring stuff. I should have pretty much everything. So next video, it may be wrapping up all the little things, like getting the little wiring bits done, all of that. Basically just wrapping it up. Then maybe there'll be one more after that, doing catch cans and that type of stuff, and painting this and little things. And then it's either start it and do all that goodness, or I still don't know about this. We got the hot side. I don't know if I'm gonna still try to find a cheap manifold, or since this thing has been basically on a budget other than the head build, I may just find a cheap turbo kit off Marketplace without the manifold, make my own custom manifold, exhaust out the hood and all that goodness. So we'll see how that goes in the next couple of episodes, but all in all, we are close. We are very, very, very close. So as always, if you like this series, if you like what I'm trying to produce and where we're gonna go in the future, including big four-wheel drive truck conversion of the MPR truck. This thing, around July, tax time, I'm going to try push around that 500 kilowatt mark, basically as close as I can to 500 on pump gas, since it's a daily and I need stuff. I say pump gas, pump fuel, 98. Fuck, that sounds retarded. I sound American all of a sudden. Anyway, Hilux chassis down there, the shells over there all stripped, ready for a drift car. Everything's going to kick off soon. I just need the money. So please like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit to help this channel grow, and we can do very exciting stuff that not many people are doing. Other than, well, the FJ, people do that. But the four-wheel drive conversion truck, the full fucking comp spec bloody Hilux with subframes from a Miata, subframes from a Silvia, tubed front end on a Hilux, and just crazy bullshit. And I want to get a Unimog soon, which may be a bit of a tow rig, bit of a full drive, bit of everything. So stay tuned for exciting shit. Again, the only way I can keep producing this fun stuff is with the like, comment, and subscribe. I hate to say it, but it has to happen. Anyway, thank you for watching.